Watching Newsline, thank you for staying with us. Let's now take a look at business news. Access to vaccines will still pose the greatest challenge to the recovery of African economies, according to regional trade experts. The situation is further aggravated by the low volumes of trade within the continent that have left it dependent on more developed nations, as Noah Kipkemboi now reports.
Africa has the lowest internal trade volumes despite having over 18 economic blocs.
We started having inward-looking policies and therefore started hindering the growth of trade, and that's why, like you have said, Netherlands, UK, Pakistan and Americas seem to have come in to take on the place that Uganda had occupied for a very, very long time, just because of things that we call the non-tariff barriers, which are rested within domestic economy.
The COVID-19 pandemic was a huge blow to African economies, a situation that is bound to get worse as the continent still lags behind in its attempt to vaccinate its population.
The vaccines in themselves are being manufactured. That's, I guess, the beginning of the conversation outside of Africa. We need to also begin to manufacture vaccines. But back to the distribution of Johnson & Johnson vaccines, we begin to see the distribution of those vaccines. Kenya is at the forefront of also ordering its own. I know it has placed an order of about 13 million vaccines.
The continent has pegged its hopes on the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, which will open up a 2 billion people market with a $3 trillion GDP.
The CFTA gives us a chance to begin looking inwards and therefore building resilience in our international value chains and also in critical products, particularly intermediate inputs and the medical commodities.
Aspects of these are said to be elaborated at the Intra-African Trade Fair set for November in Durban, South Africa, with 55 countries set to participate and potentially pave way for the signing of over $40 billion in trade and investment deals. Noah Kipkemboi, KTN News.
The local